Morning everyone, welcome to Monday morning, and it's not too wet, just a bit damp, and I thought I would do a little review on the weekend. Bit of a disaster, but never mind. I haven't got much time this week. I have got the young dog into the vets to be neutered. I have got a new patio door coming, and I've got to take my dad into the city to go to a hospital appointment, and as well as all the normal things I have to do in the week, looking after my parents, doing their shopping and things like that, as well as all my own stuff. So very busy. Oh, nearly got mowed down by a Kira. Right, hold on. Sorry, by a Freya. Here comes Kira. There we are. Now, I'm on my phone for easiest, so I can get it straight up onto YouTube, so I haven't got to do any real messing about on the computer. So I'm sorry if we're a little bit more shaky than normal. So I've got to prepare as well for the weekend, because this coming weekend is the Sherwood Christmas cracker event. 2 days of racing, Freya on the bike and the boys on Canicross. But poor old Flinny was supposed to be running the Canicross with me, but just a minute. Oh, she's all right, she's back up there. I have to watch the Kira. So Flynn was doing Canicross, but is now going to be neutered, so he won't be able to do it. So Rex, who hasn't had as much training, is going to be chucked in the deep end. I could run Kira actually, but I'm not quite sure whether she will do the distance at that pace. It's a short, fast race, same again Sunday. So you may be thinking, well, why have you suddenly decided to have Flynn neutered? Well, Rex, the littlest of the other two collies, is I have to keep changing hands, sorry, my arms are aching, is a bit funny with entire males. And Flynn is now 1 year, 10 months old, and he's got to the stage where he must be giving, he's not causing no trouble, he's a very good boy, but he must be giving off a smell, you know, a hormone smell to Rex. And Rex has been really nasty to him lately. So we're going to have him neutered, just like we had to have Badger neutered because of Rex, when Badger was 2. So, oh, it's all chaos. But then again, when is it not chaos in my house? So anyway, let's get back to the weekend. Right, so I was doing weekly 10, wasn't I? Set my alarm clock for 6:30, got up to torrential rain, like monsoon rain, and we got ready. Set the sat-nav. I've been there before, so I knew where I was going till I got to the villages, other side of Retford, and then I weren't sure. So set my sat-nav had malfunction, took me to the wrong village. Only about a mile away, but, so that was a great start, weren't it? But the rain had stopped by the time I got there. But it was cold, and it was forecast 22-mile-an-hour winds, which is not too bad if you're just walking, but running into headwinds, and it felt like more than 22 mile an hour. It felt like blooming hurricane, but it wasn't that bad. But it does feel like that when you're running. So I think I'm fated for this race. Last year I hit a rock with my foot and blacked all my toe. I thought I broke it when I first did it. And for 6 months I had trouble with my toe. So this year all went wrong again. So I will start from the beginning and tell you what happened. So, sets off, doing fine. Now, this race is a very hard race. It's a bit like a cross between a fell race and a long distance race, because it's 10 mile, but it's over very rough terrain, across fields, no trails like I'm walking on today, like you've seen me go through these woods, just open fields, rough, bumpy, holy grass. Badger put his foot down a hole. Luckily it was his back foot, and he didn't hurt himself. But a couple of road sections, and they were rough roads with really a lot of stones on them, which is not really good for poor old Badger's feet. So it's blowing a gale and it's cold, but the rain has stayed off. So we set off, and everything's going fine. I'm feeling fine. We're having a right no, I was right enjoying it. And when I look back on my data, because I was so disappointed when I tell you what happened, I was so disappointed. When I look back at my data, at 10k I was on my personal best time, 1 hour 10. So I'm around my personal best for a 10k, and we had done some massive hills and the terrain was really bad, and there was lots of, like, you know, like them swing styles where you have to kind of half open it and then squeeze round. Have you tried getting a dog on a line through there? There was loads of those. And so I was flying. I thought, this is brilliant, we're doing really well. And then, guess what? I caught my foot on a rock. Oops, that was a spider's web. Ah, yuck. They hang from these branches, look. And they get me every morning. Ooh. Anyway. So, my toe was all right, you'll be happy to know, but my shoe wasn't. When I get back, I will put a clip on the end of this video of my shoe. So, I hit this rock, and I'm running along, and I'm thinking, my shoe feels a bit funny. Feels a bit loose. What's going off? Anyway, I ignored it for a little while, and by the time we got to about 11k, and the race is 10 mile, which is about 16k, I thought, why am I keep tripping? I'm not doing very well here. What's going off? Hold on. Oh, let's have. Oh, Kira has took off up the other side of the hill. I don't reckon to let her off up there. I'm going to have to go and shout her back and then get back to you. She's up there, look. As long as she don't go too far. Oh, she's coming. Good girl. I was going to carry on talking while you was playing in that bracken. All right, see if we can get away with doing a bit more of this talk. So I thought to myself, something's wrong with this shoe. It feels right weird. So I stopped just before 11k to find out what was up. And my shoe, hitting my foot on the rock, I hit it at the toe, it had ripped my sole off, nearly completely off the bottom of my shoe. It was just hanging on the heel. So you can see the state of my shoe, and I don't understand why I couldn't really run on that. I kept getting twigs in the front of it going across. I think they were ready for the bin. So my favourite pair of shoes gone. So I tried to run, but it just kept flapping about and my foot kept slipping all over the place, and I kept tripping over. So we had to give up and walk. So I had to walk 5k, and guess what? The rain started. At least it wasn't heavy. I had got gloves and a hat in my running. I've got a running vest with a water bottle and stuff in, and pockets. So I'd put my hat on, put my gloves on, and we walked in. But I was only 8 minutes or so off the time I did last year. And I walked 5k. So you can see how well we were doing until disaster struck. So I think this race is fated. But never mind. So I got a very cold. And because when you're running and you're all hot and sweaty, and then you have to walk 5k in the freezing cold, and it's still blowing a gale, I'm drizzling. You can imagine the state of me when I got home. I didn't feel too good at all. And hitting my foot on the rock made my bad knee hurt. Well, the one that I'd fixed. So I'm having a bit of trouble with that. Not too bad today, but Sunday I was having trouble with my knee again. So it wasn't a very good day. And seeing as Sunday, I felt terrible as my knee was hurting. And Kira, don't you dare go up near that field. Just a minute, I've got to get her back because that's where she takes off when she gets on that field. Be back to you in a minute. So now I've got Kira back, and to make sure she don't pull me, so the phone don't go all over the place. Anyway, so Sunday I was supposed to be going and taking Freya on the bike to try and get some training in for next weekend, but that wasn't happening. The time I'd walked my dogs and had to walk them separate because of Flynn and Rex, and then walked my mum's dog, and then went to the local shop to get my mum some stuff that she'd run out of, and come back. That was it. I'd had enough. So I sat and watched the triathlon that I'd recorded for the afternoon till it got to about 3 o'clock, and then I started to drop to sleep, so I decided to go to bed. I went to bed for 3 hours. So now I feel fine. I mean, he's not too bad. It's a little twinge every now and again. And now we've got to start and see if we can prepare for the weekend. But hopefully I can take my camera and do some videoing. I didn't take my camera to Wheatley because I knew it was a hard race, and I thought if it's torrential rain all the way round, like it was when I got up, and how it was after I got home, you wouldn't have been able to see much anyway, because the lens gets all steamed up and covered in rain and mud and stuff. So it wasn't, I didn't think it was worth the effort. And normally there is a lot of people stood round watching, taking photos, and you get loads of photos put onto Facebook. But because of the weather, nobody turned up. A lot of the competitors didn't turn up, and so no photos this year. So never mind. Whoops, I'm falling over. We're going up an hill again. I'm fed up of hills. I really am. I've seen enough hills this weekend in one day to last me a lifetime. So anyway, that's a quick update of my weekend. And then I'm going to finish this here because Kira, hold on, let me change hands again. Kira is now pulling because she wants to go and play with the others, and the others have gone up into the bracken. Like you can see behind me, Freya will be in there somewhere, and Kira's sulking because she's back on the lead. But there is a field up just at the top of this hill that at the minute it's got a crop in it, a new you know, only just started to grow, so I would be able to see where she was. But normally it's full of wheat or rape, and it's just a magnet to her. There must be a lot of birds normally get in that field, and she takes off and she switches her ears off and she doesn't want to come back, and she runs around that field until she's absolutely shattered. And when it's full of rape, you can't see her, and she comes out yellow. So I lost her 3 hours in there once. Freya went and found her in the end and brought her back out. So this is why she's on the lead. But anyway, I think I am a bit tired still today because I'm puffing and panting up this hill, and it's not that much of an hill. It's only a bit of an hill. But never mind. So, stop waffling on, and I'll see you next time. And the next video should be up at the Husky training area at the Christmas cracker racing event. So, and if it's like it normally is, it'll be freezing, because it normally is. But it's actually a bit milder than this time last year. This time last year we were getting some horrendous frosts, and like on the Wheatley, the ground was absolutely solid. At least this year on the Wheatley it was a bit soft, well, a lot softer, very muddy in places. But anyway, see you next time. Bye.